Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode.
Episode 123 of Satoshi Analysis.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Zohair.
We're your Satoshi Ninjas.
And we're here to break it down for you.
Welcome to the show, everyone.
What's up, everybody?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Thanks to all our Apple Podcasts and Google Play listeners
and
tuning
YouTube
in.
viewers, and everyone else, all the Instagram followers. Shouts out to everybody in the Ninja Clan.
So I just wanted to say I heard your guys' complaints on the podcast. We will try to also be more audio friendly.
What was the complaint?
Well, the thing is, when we rely too hard on visuals, people who are listening to our show during their commute on Apple Podcasts or they don't, when it's fully visuals, it's just a minute or two just lost in translation for them. So we're gonna try to keep that in mind and stick to more auditory cues and take care of that.
Most definitely, because podcasting is the future. But anyways, let's get back to Bitcoin.
Agreed on that.
The financial future.
So we've had a rough few days in crypto,
as well as the S&P and NASDAQ and all the
Dow
regulated
Jones.
markets.
The Dow Jones being the big one.
Yeah. So
a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of crypto enthusiasts on YouTube as well as podcasts have been saying it's because of the Dow Jones why we're dealing with a lot of this crash.
Leave it.
That's fine. We're dealing with this crash. And why the Dow Jones is crashing is because the Fed's raising rates. Simple as that.
And we all knew once they raised rates that
they raised rates 4 times this past year.
But they're just doing them like exponentially now. They're like, I need all your money back, like all of it back.
So just to explain to people, the Fed works on monetary supply of, let's say, like the US dollar for America and whatever for different countries, their currency.
For governments.
Yes. In crypto, it shouldn't affect us whatsoever.
It is irrelevant. The whole cryptocurrency was invented or came about to circumvent.
Exactly. Kevin said it perfectly. So when there are issues with the Dow dropping, and it's because of the freaking Fed, the crypto market, you need to educate yourselves and understand what you're actually in. We have a fixed supply for all these coins. They cannot, when the Fed's changing rates, whether it's decreasing or increasing, it's basically changing the money supply. They buy T-bills or they sell T-bills, treasury bills. And that changes the monetary supply. There is no power that can change the supply of Bitcoin or any other crypto out there.
No, but these powers are trying to contain and not scale Bitcoin, which I have an issue with.
We'll say that for the next video.
But I digress.
Yeah, we'll say that for the next video. But so in all actuality, the crypto market, you need to just wake up and understand that should not be affecting us. The crypto markets does not follow.
And we're still at around 6K, 62 or whatnot. So we still haven't, this is so far the bottom. So Dow might be crashing, but apparently we've crashed, and it doesn't really want to go any lower than 6K. Mm-hmm. So.
And might I remind you, in crypto, before we had this crazy pump of 2017, we call it the Great Pump of 2017.
What a year!
That's how what we at the Ninja Clan have phrased it. But if you look at previous pumps, which is usually just Bitcoin pumps, because before this pump, altcoins weren't a big factor as much. So you'd have these Bitcoin pumps. These Bitcoin pumps would align when the Dow Jones is dropping, when the NASDAQ's dropping, when economies and governments are showing instability, to be exact.
But now it didn't drop with the market.
That's because we have a bunch of uneducated people in this market, and we're here as the Satoshi Ninjas. We want to educate you guys. We're not trying to treat you guys. We're just trying to make you understand.
Smash up the likes though if you guys like the info.
Like a lot of you guys are new to this market and you think that it's gonna follow all other markets, but that's
and you're like waiting for the ETF. We don't need that. No one needs that. We really don't.
The ETF does help, but that's another.
It's a plus, but it's not gonna stop the scale. It's not gonna solve the scaling debate.
And like, might I also point out for the ETFs, majority of these banks or brokerages, whether it's on Wall Street or anywhere else, they're actually contacting crypto investors and asking them, hey, if you have a lot of crypto or Bitcoin or whatever, can you let us just use it and we'll pay you an interest amount and you still own it. We're just borrowing it from you to make these securities for the ETFs. They don't have enough. Even with how much down it has gone, they don't have enough. That's why they're still contacting
they need to call in their debts. Basically.
Exactly. So
raise that rate.
So at the moment, it's not even that the banks have gotten enough. They can't. It's a fixed supply. They can't create more. When they make this ETF, each ETF has to have, like when you have a gold ETF, there has to be actual gold backing it, right? There's somewhere in some safe, there's a certain amount of gold.
Kind of like USD Tether.
Exactly. Kind of like, or big gold, is it, for BitShares, was it? They have big USD.
Bit, yeah. Bit whatevers.
Oh, whoops. So it's like, same with these Bitcoin ETFs. They need the actual Bitcoin to actually make these certificates on paper saying, hey, you own a certain percentage.
Yeah, trading receipts instead. Pink slips.
So it's like they cannot control any monetary policy with crypto.
They can't even control the hash rate.
Now, when it comes to ICOs, that's a different story. ICOs fall under a different legality. But when it comes to a deregulated currency...
What you mean legality?
Because when it comes to certain ICOs, they're just they cannot do an IPO and they're doing it intentionally.
So when I do a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter versus an ICO, what's the difference? I don't
So
pay
usually when you have a Kickstarter, normally the company is going to provide you either their first product or something.
Right, like you're like, if you give me X amount, you get like
a certain
product.
Gift. And, yeah, exactly, right? So with an ICO, there's no guarantee that that product will come.
Well, like, would the government step in?
The government wants to just make sure that the right people are doing these ICOs. That's really what.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been scammed. I've been set up.
Everyone has had.
I've lost money.
There's been a bunch of ICOs. DigiDAO, I think, was one of the bigger names that pops up when it comes to this.
DigiDAO.
Yeah. So and they're the ones who really made the government start looking into this stuff. So if you want to blame a crypto company, blame DigiDAO. They're the ones that made it like come to the forefront, where they're like, hey, the SEC is now like reviewing every single ICO that came out in the past 2 years. They just announced that. If you guys hadn't heard, I don't think any of the YouTubers actually announced that, but the SEC is evaluating a majority of the ICOs in the last 2 years because they feel like something went wrong. And a lot of these companies, all they're saying is, hey, we got a lawyer and we had these people click these check boxes saying they're an accredited investor. They did not verify they're an accredited investor a lot of times, and that's becoming an issue as well right now. But yeah, just get educated, and if you're not educated in the crypto markets, like, comment, subscribe
to get educated.
Yeah, we're gonna help you guys out. We do this for free. We don't care about.
Yeah, and just know that like we always fight on types of crypto, so this is not a biased channel by any means. We give you the full 360.
Yeah, we're trying to give you two different perspectives as well.
Three too, with the Hidden Ninja. Shout out to Hidden Ninja, wherever he is right now.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service
like
at this
we're all
time.
out here, group discussion, like having a real debates, not one-sided, just reading articles verbatim,
from
not giving you any value. Okay, just pure hype. That's not what we do here in the dojo.
Yeah, so I think that's how we're gonna end our show for today. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for our podcast listeners. We appreciate you.
Make sure to smash those likes.
Thank you to our YouTubers.
Subscribe.
Thank you to our Instagrammers. We love you.
Follow
guys.
us on Instagram, please. We drop memes daily. We all kind of been lacking.
We're gonna be hitting 3K on there soon too.
Getting to 3K. So let's go, Ninja Clan. Happy Friday.
Ninjas out.
Ninjas out. And